Right, Jessica, thank you.
Live pictures now. The news conference that is about to begin.
We're going to open it up with the Honorable.
Okay, he's starting to talk. Let's listen in. I don't want to miss anything.
Mayor of Miami-Dade County.
Thank you. So it's been over 12 hours. We're at about 15 hours since this tragic, devastating emergency. And our people are working around the clock. Our fire rescue team leaving no stone unturned, and we're working with the families on reunification as well as those that were dislocated in the neighboring buildings. And I want to give you a top number, very encouraging. 102 people have been accounted for. That's double what we were able to report last time. So 102 people from the towers, their locations are known and they are safe. We still have at least 99 who are unaccounted for. And right now at our Family Reunification Center up at the Surfside Community Center, the families are being briefed so that they know which are the ones that are accounted for. So they've been seeking that information, and for those family members of 102, we've been able to provide some good news. For anybody who has information or seeking information, we urge you to use our hotline 305-614-1819, 305-614-1819. We also have assembled a tremendous support system. We have food, we have hotel rooms, we have social services, medicine assistants, chaplains, and the Coral Gables Community Foundation and the Key Biscayne Foundation have joined forces to create a special emergency fund, which is available at supportsurfside.org. So we are here. And then to say, most importantly, I believe, is that I have just signed an emergency order. The governor has on his desk his emergency order, and with that, we will get the support from the federal agency FEMA. The president has pledged that support, and so shortly these orders will go forward, and we will be able to bring, in addition, FEMA federal assistance to this site and to the families who are suffering. So we are all praying, we are all crying, we are all here with the suffering families, and we urge everyone to join us in prayers and in hopes that we can still continue. We are continuing for our search and rescue effort. Aquí estamos, 15 horas más o menos desde el principio de esta emergencia.
Okay, so while Danielle Levine-Cava, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, is going now to speak to our Spanish-speaking audience, and I think the most important thing she said right there, I'm sure Joe you'll agree, is there is a bit of good news. She said double the amount of people have been accounted for. 102 people are safe and sound. Unfortunately, 99 are still unaccounted for.
And what she did was she pointed right back to that reunification center where a lot of these families, their loved ones, are congregating right now. They are getting the information about who has been accounted for, and in the mayor's words there, who is safe at this point, and then who they are still searching for. And you've seen the images we've been showing you of the search and rescue crews out there right now trying to sift through all of the rubble, see if they can find anybody who still might be underneath. She also mentioned, the mayor there, that there is a fund that is being established at supportsurfside.org that is going to go toward the folks here who are impacted by all of this, because remember, it's not just the building that collapsed here. There are the families associated with it. There are buildings next door that have also been evacuated. And she also passed out an information hotline for those looking to get information. That number, again, if you didn't catch it there when she said it, is 305-614-1819. We've gone ahead and posted it right there on your screen. If you can't take it down right now, we certainly have it posted on our website at WSVN.com.
We're going to stay on this news conference, and when she's finished, I'm sure somebody else will step up to the podium talking to the English audience. You know, our hearts really break. She said something pretty poignant, that the Surfside Community Center right now is the hub for all families. She said families are being briefed, so basically they're going there and finding out if their loved one or their friend or anybody they know is on that list of names of the 102 people accounted for. Are they safe? You our heart breaks for those who are waiting for those 99 people unaccounted for, and where they may be. We also need to keep in mind, a lot of these people left without their cell phones. All right, let's go back to the news conference.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Jose Diaz.
Thank you. This has been a very sad day for us in our community, but it's also a day that we can see this community come together and provide the very best in support of a very bad and ugly situation. I want to thank the firefighters that since 1:48 in the morning have not stopped in trying to rescue as many people as possible. I want to thank the mayor for all her work and what has taken place. This is very sad when you're dealing with people that don't know the outcome of their family. They're very worried. They just are desperate in the sense that they want to know what's actually taking place. But we continue to try to rescue. We continue to try to find more people. And the number doubled, as the mayor said, which is great news. We want to keep going on that. And I know that the chief fire has more figures as to the director of police, as to stats. All I can say is I am incredibly proud of this community and all its residents and the outpour of support and what they're doing. Thank you to all, and the prayers. That is extremely important. That's what's taking place. So to us, please continue. Our men and women are doing the very best that they can. They're the very best in the world in what they do. And hopefully we'll continue to get good results out of such a tragic situation. Tengo que darle las gracias a la alcaldesa por su liderazgo.
And again, as Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz there addresses the Spanish-speaking audience, we'll come back here and talk a little bit about it. He touched on the families that are there at the Reunification Center. We knew this was going to be a very hard waiting period for them. Ever since this happened, we have gotten, glimpses of good news from this. Again, they have now doubled the number of people that have been accounted for. What they are saying are safe. That number now 102. But again, there are still 99 people unaccounted for as the search continues in the rubble of that tower there at 88th and Collins. So, of course, there are families still waiting to hear about their loved ones. They are anxious. They're wanting to know the latest as the search and rescue continues at this hour.
What I was mentioning before the commissioner spoke, that a lot of these families, you can imagine such a traumatic event, your building collapsing, and the confusion. If you were able to run out, you probably just ran out and did not grab a cell phone. So perhaps maybe some of that is playing into the delay of finding loved ones. Although it's been well over 12 hours, we can only hope that a lot of these families have been reunited. All right, let's go back to the news conference.
Mr. Chairman, we're going to follow with the Vice Chair, Honorable Oliver Gilbert.
Between the mayor and the chairman, they've said most everything, but listen, I just have to implore everybody, just pray. Look, having seen that building from the other side, we have to all pray. The county, the mayor, the firefighters, the first responders, we're going to all continue to work. But we need everybody to continue to pray, because, and not just for the people who were in those buildings, but for their families who are desperately hoping that they're safe. For the firefighters and first responders who are going in there trying to save their lives. For this community, we have to pray. And we're going to pray and we're going to work. We're going to pray and we're going to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. We're going to follow by Representative Debbie Wasserman-Schultz.
Thank you so much, Mayor Levine Cava, to the members of the County Commission. I woke up this morning in Washington, D.C. to the horror of seeing a building that had collapsed in Surfside, which is entirely included in my congressional district. I spent the morning before I got on the plane to come down here speaking with Mayor Burkett and the officials in the city of Surfside, who have done a remarkable job mobilizing, along with Mayor Levine Cava and her team. It is essential that we have a whole of government effort here And so making sure, my responsibility as the member of Congress that represents this community is to make sure that we can have there be no daylight between the federal, state, and local governments, and ensuring that we have the assistance of the federal government to make sure that our community has the resources they need to make sure that not only the unexpected, unanticipated expenses that come with this kind of disaster are accounted for, but also there'll be need for federal housing assistance that only comes with a disaster declaration that we've been working with the White House since this morning to make sure is declared. Once the governor makes that declaration, now that the mayor has sent hers up, I spoke with the Chief of Staff of the White House, Ron Klain, before I got on the plane, and they were already preparing to make sure everything is in place for when they receive the emergency disaster declaration from the governor. So everyone is ready. It's all hands on deck. I will tell you that I have been getting outreach from constituents who had family members or people they knew in the building, and they are among the unaccounted for. We do all need to pray. I just had a chance to view the site up close, and I mean, the humanity that you see, the daily lives, the evidence of just people living their daily lives, and that everything evaporated in an instant. It's enormously devastating, and so we really need to make sure, and we will. And I'm thankful that President Biden made it very clear that they are prepared to mobilize everything that this community needs, and I'll be working with my fellow elected officials to ensure that. So please know that this entire day, since the news of this tragedy began, we have all been working very closely, and we'll keep this community close and everyone in our prayers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We're going to follow up with the Assistant Chief of Operations, Ray Jadala, followed by Public Information Officer Erica Benitez in Spanish.
Hi, good afternoon. So since the last press conference at 6 a.m. this morning, we shifted our operations from the inside of the building to underneath the rubble. We conducted an assessment, sonar and search cams on the top of the rubble. Sonar is those listening devices. We also utilized canine dogs for the top of the rubble early in the search phase. What we've determined was that all the resources needed to shift underneath the rubble. There's a parking garage that's beneath the building that's given us better access to gain basically tunnelways to these different floors. All the resources have continued to basically shift approximately 60 to 70 firefighters at a time, coupled with our urban search and rescue team underneath the parking garage. Again, that's what we found was on top of the rubble area. We're unable to locate any voids, any areas that we could actually operate to start conducting these searches. This process is slow and methodical. You see that every time there's a shift in the rubble, we have additional rubble that shifts on us. If we make a cut and there's a shift with additional boulders, what we end up finding is what we just encountered, a small fire. We did have a small fire as a result of some shifting of the building. We were able to extinguish it within 20 minutes, after which time we went back in and we conducted search operations. The operations will continue throughout the night. We have our urban search and rescue team, again, coupled with additional resources that we have that are going to replace our firefighters tomorrow morning to bring in fresh crews. But again, every possible resource that we have, including local assets from municipalities, are being brought in, and every opportunity for any viable victims that we can find, we will locate. Thank you.
Can you clarify whether the 102 who have been found, where they were from?
PIO Erica Benitez is going to speak in Spanish for fire.
So we have a lot of really interesting information from the chief of Miami-Dade Fire Rescue there, sort of explaining why they are going underneath, explaining that they use sonar and dogs on top first around 6 in the morning, and they decided as a group collectively that they actually needed to go underneath all the debris. And Joe and I have been listening, and he said some really profound things, that they've been trying to go create these tunnels to go underneath the rubble to get access, and they're having trouble. They have a lot of firefighters on the scene right now, 60 to 70, in addition to search and rescue teams, and they've been working tirelessly. He did mention fresh crews will come in tomorrow.
Of course, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, some of the best in the country, in the world, in handling a situation like this. Again, they took a look from on top and then underneath. Seemed to be the best advantage for them. He said, unfortunately, right now they are being met with blockage, so they are now trying to work on new approaches to get in there. Of course, you're looking live at these crews as they continue to scour the rubble, trying to find any survivors in all of this. Again, 99 unaccounted for, 102 people have been found safe.